So hello from Blockhouse Yoga. I am Alex.
I'm Tracy.
And we'd like to continue on with our Restorative March series. So we're just going to be offering one a week for the rest of the month. And today I chose one of my all-time faves, the child's pose, which is balasana in Sanskrit. And Tracy's offered to be my demonstrator for today's one. So she's in her yoga gear, I'm in my street clothes. We're going to chat about child's pose. So what I'll do is offer 3 different alternatives on how to do this pose, starting with just, doing it on the floor without any props, and then we're going to move to using a bolster and some blocks, lying, like using it on the floor. And then if you don't want to be on the floor, we'll give you an alternative to do from the chair. And it's a great pose that I don't know about Tracy, but most of my classes there's usually a child's pose or two. It's a really nice,
Mine too,
safe little safe haven to come back to, just as a way to pause and recalibrate and let whatever you've just done settle in. And it's also a wonderful restorative pose that you can stay in for anywhere from 3 to 5 minutes. So I urge you to just, pull up a bolster or a mat and get comfy. And I'll show you some different ways to do this pose and get comfortable enough that you could hold it for as long as 3 to 5 minutes. So without any further ado, let's get Tracy on the mat here, and I'll slip off for a sec. We can just discuss some things as she's in the pose. So, and you had mentioned the blanket. So Tracy's just going to demonstrate with the blanket close to her 2 different ways that you can use it. You can either tuck it under your feet, the tops of the feet pressing on top of it. You can also fold over a mat too for a little extra cushioning. Some people find that the pressure on the tops of the feet in child's pose can get annoying, so you can always do it that way. The other thing you can do is also tuck it in between the legs as well. So I'll just roll that up for her and slip that under. This is just another way to demonstrate. Just in case it's you need a little bit more padding for dropping down. And Tracy's doing a beautiful child's pose. She's got the arms extended up overhead. The other option, of course, would be to bring the arms to the sides. Beautiful. And also the third eye pressing to the floor. Lovely little massage, and that's great contact and grounding for the third eye. But if you're holding the pose a little longer than just a few seconds to just half a minute or so, another alternative would be to turn the head in either direction. So whichever direction you're turning the head, maybe just an equal amount of time in each, just not to balance out any strain in the neck. So that is one way of doing it without really any props at all, and certainly a lovely, wonderful restorative resting pose just like that. And then the next way we can do this is using a little support with our lovely blocks. We'll just sort of line them up towards the top of the mat. You have a bolster, a couch cushion, pillow, whatever you've got, you can bring that a little higher up. So similar, she's going to drop forward. You're going to slide it closer. Okay, and just making sure you're well supported. You can bring that block in a little closer or have it further out. So excellent. So leaning, take the blanket. There you go. You can do that as well. So that's a lovely way to do it. Do you feel nice and secure and strong?
Yeah,
Excellent.
yeah. You can even put more blankets under your forearms if you'd like a little more tight. That's nice too.
So the way Tracy's doing it, she's obviously using her forearms and elbows for a little added support. But knowing that you're secure on the bolster, you can always choose to bring those arms once again along the sides of your body and just let those shoulders roll in nice and slow.
Nice too.
And so I'm just going to speak to a little bit while she's hanging out here and you're observing her. This is an amazing pose, once again, restorative resting pose between your practice, between the postures you're already doing. It's wonderful releasing tension in the back, neck, and shoulders. So you can kind of see that happening, and the rolling in and the opening up through the shoulder blades as well. Beautiful. It's good to calm the mind and relieves any kind of stress or anxiety. And it helps to lengthen and stretch the spine. Opens up the back with giving your abdominal organs a nice massage, and it's keeping those internal organs nice and supple. So really nice for just digestion as well. And it's really good for anyone who suffers from sciatica pain, caused obviously from a nerve compression that starts in the lower vertebra, shooting down, through the buttocks, hips, and generally running down one side of your leg. So this is a wonderful pose to assume when you're feeling that nerve pain, because it helps to kind of open up through that low back. Okay, so it's beautiful for that as well. And we're going to be lengthening, stretching the lower back, and it helps to promote openness in the hips and your thighs, as well as the low back. And it's a wonderful, safe little pose that you can assume, like I said, whenever you're practicing or just on your own, spending some time in equal amounts with our head turned in either direction, once again. So the last way that we can do this, if you're not comfortable getting right onto the floor, another way to present this pose is to be using our chairs, which we've got set up just fine. So when you're doing the chairs, you just move them a little closer, and you want corners to be facing in, so corner to corner, like so. And we're going to use the blocks once again. We're going to set them up right here and bring that bolster so it's right about there. And Tracy will come and sit right here on that corner, so her legs will be straddling the corner of the chair. And we're going to move that chair a little closer so it's kind of wedged in a little between the knees. And she can sink down this way as well. And that's a nice, safe, lovely way to get the same benefits from child pose on the floor. You can see how the back is opening up beautifully, low back, hips. And how does that feel?
It's great. Yeah, if you've got anything going on with the knees, this is the way to do it because it just takes it all that effort and strain out of the knees.
She looks pretty comfy. Anyway, so that's balasana, or balasana, pardon me. Anything else you would like to comment on with regards to this pose?
No.
Okay, well, very good. Check back next week when we're going to move into yet another restorative pose that Tracy will be offering, but we appreciate you checking this out. And please come and visit us. Blockhouseyoga.com is our website, right at the 4-way stop at Blockhouse. I'd love to see you in class, in the studio, or online. Thank you.
Thank you. Have a great day.
Yeah. Thanks.